what's up you guys? John here, and in today's video I want to break down Stevie Ray Vaughan's rhythm technique on this classic tune, Pride and Joy. This is a rhythm that a lot of people play, and it's pretty tough to nail exactly what he's doing, but I'm going to try and break it down for you guys and show you how to do it step by step. A few things before we get into it. I am in standard tuning, which of course Stevie Ray Vaughan tuned down a half step. So I figured most people that are watching this video just are gonna grab their guitar and they wanna learn this quick. This is for you. And I just figured I'd do it in standard, then you can tune down. Now I've got the original recording isolated here, and a lot of times I'll just pitch these things up a half step in a lesson just to speed up the process of getting to the information. So here it is. So that's that classic shuffle rhythm, and the essence of this, of course, is just swinging eighth notes with like that Texas feel. So to start this off, we're going to talk about the strumming hand, and we're just going to do eighth notes, which are going to be, you know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and I'm just muting the strings here. So see if you can try this. Now the idea is that they're not even eighth notes, they're swung. So you can kind of think like long, short, long, short, long, short, long, and just start to get that feel to it. And when you watch Stevie Ray Vaughan play this live, like on the other videos on YouTube, the live at Macombo, you see his hand just, it's like a train just going back and forth. It's a force. So you got to get that swinging eighth note feel, and there's a lot going on between both the hands. There's a lot of muting and a bass line and chords, but it sounds really cool when you put it all together. So the first thing we're going to do is start off on an E chord, and that's going to be all 6 strings, you know, open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. So that's our chord there. And Stevie Ray Vaughan sort of breaks up the strings, so breaks up the chords. So you've got like the lower strings and then the higher strings. And the hand, again, is just constantly going back and forth, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you've got, that's the first part of this. So it's basically the lower strings on the E and then up on the high strings, 1. Then we're gonna go to a bass line. And we're gonna play the E string, the 3rd fret, to the 4th fret with a down up. And it's all of this is strummed, where you're playing just a bass line there, but you notice that sound of the other strings being muted versus just picking it like this. So you want to keep this strum motion that we talked about at the beginning going through the whole thing. So that requires a lot of muting with your fret hand. So when I play like 3 there on the E string, I'm actually muting all the other strings. Like, look, I could strum all the strings, but you're just hearing 1 note. You also get that like percussive, you know, extra emphasis there that's really a big part of the sound. So we're gonna go 3, 4 with a down up. So down, up on the E, breaking up the chord, then 3, 4 with a down up. And then we're gonna go to 2 on the A string. Same technique where we have to strum it, but we're only getting 1 note. And then all the rest sort of percussive. Okay, now once we get to this 2, there's a lot of open strings, but they're just cut off really quick. So it's 1 and 2 and this sound going on. So you've got the 2nd fret of the A string, and then you play the high strings. You can just shoot for like open E, open B. And then immediately mute right after. So it's like that. See that? And when you watch Stevie play this, you see his hand going like this. And it's just open strings and then mute. Just keeping that groove and keeping it really tight. And you'll hear like So that's those open strings in there. So you're gonna go 2, and then you do the open strings, and then you play 4 on the A string, and then 2 on the D string, and then notice once we started this bass line on the A string, every other one is those open strings to a quick fret hand mute. So we got, and sometimes they're, you know, I'm even playing them now, they're too much of the note. It is more percussive, it's just barely in there, like, see? Then once you get to this 2 on the D string, you come back down to the 3rd fret of the E string, and you go 3 to 4 again. So then you play 2 on the A string. Then you do this little blues move, which is really like kind of like an A6 chord or just a classic like kind of blues sound. So I'm gonna play the open A string, and then I'll lay my first finger flat, covering 4 strings, the D string to the E string. I'll do a down strum on that, and then open strings again on the way up. So let me show you this first measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then the second measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... So that's our 2-bar pattern there. That's gonna be the first 2 bars, basically. So cool. And then it goes again. So both those played back to back, meaning we'll do the pattern twice, is going to be the first 4 bars of this 12-bar blues. So then we go to A. This is our 4 chord. We're going to go to the open A string, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. For this chord, I just play with 1 finger, just a bar there. And we're going to do that same thing, where we kind of break up the chord, try and hit either the bass note or just the lower strings of the chord, and then the higher strings with a down up. Still our hand through the whole thing. Make sure it's always going back and forth. Don't hesitate, just chung, 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 chung. That's what's going to help you get the feel. So once we get here, we're going to go down, up, and then we're going to repeat that bass line thing that we played, but just down 1 string. So this time we're going to be on the A string, 3, 4, down, up. Then we play 2 on the D string with the mute or open strings. It's kind of a mute. Sometimes the strings come through, sometimes it's a mute. Then 4 on the D string, and then an up again. 2 on the G string, up again, then 3, 4, no mute in between 3 and 4. So we got. Then we go here 2, and then we do. You can think of like the top 3 strings, just 2, 2, 2, doing a little bar there, back to the open strings. So that A is. Then we go back to the E pattern. Now, when we get to the E here, this is leading us into the last 4 bars of the blues, which is like your turnaround. He leaves off the and goes into this. You know, that classic turnaround that he does. So when we play the E in the, let's see, this would be the 7th and 8th bar, it would be. So instead of going, we're just gonna stop right there. So it's, and then we're gonna start our turnaround lick. So before we get into that turnaround lick, let me show you everything that we've learned so far. So we're gonna do the pattern twice on E, once on A, and then 1 time on E, but editing the end. Here's what it sounds like. And then, so that lick is on the G string, 2 sliding to 4. Then you put your first finger down and grab the 3rd fret on the B string. And you're really gonna do this 3 times. And I may kind of cheat a little bit, so instead of sliding 2 to 4, I'll do it the first time, and then I'll just dip back 1 fret. So it's like, then we slide down, that's 4 to 2, and then a pull off. And then you play 2 on the D string. So then we do a hammer, open A to the 2nd fret, then play it again, then start this. So that would be 2 on the A string, and then open on the D string, 2, 3, or sorry, to 2 there. So this would be like just a classic Stevie Ray Vaughan lick. It's so good. It goes. So you just walk up there, 2, open 1, 2, and then go open A. And that's open A to 2, 1, 0. So, and then you do, and that's a little bluesy figure there based off your E blues scale. You play the open A string and do a hammer pull on the 1st fret. Then go to the G string, or the note G on the E string. This would be the 3rd fret, and we go back and forth here. 3, 0, 3. So, and then we play the octave E, 2nd fret of the D string, and then low E. So it jumps the octave. So you've got really cool lick there. Now, one thing that I like to do is play them all on down picks. It just gives a really cool, like you're just hammering the note right on the head, you know, just. Then we play just these open strings and we go. Then after those open strings, we play, of course, to that classic Stevie Ray Vaughan turnaround we've all heard so many times. Here's how you play it. You play 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the G string and 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. You play those 2 notes as a double stop, and you slide up 1 fret. And these are triplets. It's like all downs. Then you play the 3rd string, the G string, and you let go of your 1st finger. And you slide down. So, and that's just, again, the same move we did earlier. 4 to 2. Slide, open, then 2nd fret on the D string. So after that, you go. And that's just walking up the blues scale, open E, 3rd fret, A string, 1, 2. Then you can put down a B7 chord if you want. Stevie would use this chord a lot, like a 3-finger, or of course the 4-finger B7 there, which would be 2, 1, 2, open, 2, starting from the A string. And you hit the root, and then you just do an upstroke, maybe from the B string up. So you got. So all together, here's what it sounds like. A 1, 2, 3, 4. you guys. Well, I really hope this lesson helps you out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you learned something. It really helps out the channel. Be sure to subscribe. We got new videos dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All free content for you guys. I'm just trying to help you out, taking time out of my super busy schedule here playing in LA every day, waking up early, staying up late, filming these videos for you guys. So really appreciate any engagement, any comments, anything you can leave below is much appreciated. As my free gift to you for checking out this video, you can click the link in the description below and get a free PDF of over 100 pages of licks and exercises. It's a book I wrote called Melodic Expressions. It's for sale on the iTunes bookstore for $15. You can get it for free in the link below as my gift to you. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you guys in the next one.